Hello, everybody. My name is Alexis. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and author of the book A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers. And you are watching the Vibrate to Create YouTube channel. And on this channel, I talk about life, philosophy, meaning, art, spirituality, metaphysics, and so much more. If you're interested in topics like these, then click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of when I post new videos so you never miss a video. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I need to make up songs like little jingles and then I'll record them here. I gotta go. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. This is Vibrate to Create. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Live a good life. Yeah. Live a good life. Okay, that's enough. Bye, guys. I hope the people outside can't hear me. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right. So anyways, earlier I did a little bit of a video talking about how I was learning how to use this setup system for audio. And so I'm here today. Hopefully the audio is recording well right now. We got some new cables, so she was kind of teaching me how to use this soundboard, and then we got a better cable that will connect it to the camera. So this is what we're working with today. I hope you can hear me well. I hope this audio is good. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm working on today. Earlier I did kind of an intro. I really want to do a brand new intro that's just kind of a preset one that will go in front of or after all of my videos, because it'll save me a lot of time in editing, and it'll just be a quick kind of thing that I'll put up in front of each video. So that may be coming soon. I have old videos of like labyrinths that I was taking from my book. So I may use, there's also a photo studio here. I may use that to kind of make a little bit of a promo of me holding the book. So that may be coming. I'm really excited. Something new to work on. Anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I'll just kind of walk you guys along or let you see kind of the unfoldment of that new intro coming up. So today I just want to film a couple of little sound bites with this audio so that I can start creating the idea or the basics of what's going to go in that intro. So let's do it. It's like when you're doing voice acting, you know, and like I'm picturing in my mind like Reese Witherspoon speaking for a movie, you know, so it's fun to like hear yourself speaking. So hello, everybody. My name is Alexis. I sound like a podcaster. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Alexis. I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and author of the book A Journey into Truth, Unveiling Life's Secrets for Truth Seekers. And you are watching the Vibrate to Create YouTube channel. And you are watching the Vibrate to Create YouTube channel. And on this channel, I talk about life, philosophy, meaning, art, spirituality, metaphysics, and so much more. If you're interested in topics like these, then click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified of when I post new videos so you never miss a video. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of my journey of life. Thank you for tuning in and being a part of my journey. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for tuning in and enjoying parts of my life. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of my journey. Thank you for being a part of my journey. I hope you enjoyed today's video. And that was a Vibrate to Create YouTube video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want more information about me or my book, you can visit www.vibratecreate.com, or you can find me on Instagram at Vibrate2Create. If you have any questions, comments, or insights about anything in today's video, leave that down in the comments for me. Leave that down in the comments for me. Leave that down in the comments for me. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. Bye, guys. You know, I used to be a background actress, right? And I've talked about it before. And one of the shows sometimes I would go to is called The Real. And I would be in the audience, and I'd get to like watch them after they do the actual taping and the filming of the show. And always at the end, they would do like these little sound bites. So it was for commercials. So the women would be up there, and they'd go like one by one, or sometimes they'd be kind of in the group together, kind of doing the promos. And I remember watching that, and so now doing it myself, it's really fun because but also there's so much work behind it because I'm the sound engineer, I'm the lighting person, I'm the person filming, I'm the person being filmed. And so now I'm just doing all of this on my own. It's really such a different undertaking, but it also gives so much freedom because I get to say what I want to be represented as and how I want to present myself, right? So it's very authentic to myself because I'm getting to do all of it on my own, but it's also just so much more on my plate, I guess you could say. But this is so fun. I finally have like a really cool little setup here, and I get to use it, and you guys get a little bit of a better quality of audio and a better quality of me being able to present my ideas. I used to watch when I was younger. I've always been such a big fan of YouTube, like from the time I was really young, from the time it probably began. And I would watch like Good Mythical Morning, and I always loved how Rhett's voice sounded, and it was because they had such good quality of audio. And so now I'm excited to hear back this footage and to use it in my actual YouTube videos. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. It is exciting for me because I'm getting to really like live out my dreams of sharing my messages and my voice and my stories, and like it's something so important because I'm leaving behind something that matters to me, and like leaving your mark on the world. And so many people, like, they live their whole life until like they're in their 50s, and finally they're like, well, I've lived a good life and now I think I want to leave something behind. So they decide to write a memoir, or they decide to maybe start sharing their stories in some way or doing some kind of teaching. And I very much am about that, like leaving a legacy, very much about wanting to leave something behind that will help people continuously, even after I am not here, right? So, yeah, this is fun, and it's fun because I see some of my videos consistently, they bring in like 30 new viewers per day, and it's a 2-month-old video. And it's because YouTube, obviously, the algorithm is kind of sending that video out to people, and people are seeing it with, their phones. And it's so interesting because it's like, I'm surprised even one person is watching my videos. So it's just fun because, and it's not even like to get huge or to, become famous. Like at the end of the day, I mean, that would be cool, right? That'd be cool just to make a huge impact on the world. Like for me, that's the biggest thing, is making a huge impact before I leave here. But that would be cool. But I'm not saying like, I don't want to be famous, but like, it's not the goal here. Like I watch these people, like Rhett and Link, or I used to watch Yes Theory, or I used to watch just a bunch of different YouTubers that were huge on the platform. And now me finally getting into the state of actually making my own content and putting my own content out there, and the fact that people are watching. I got an email from somebody, and I'm not saying it to like toot my own horn or like say like, oh, look, somebody sent me this, but someone really sent me such a heartfelt message about my videos and just the impact that it's made on their life. And I was like, that is crazy, because you guys are seeing a whole side of me, a whole side of my life. Like, you're seeing me do my first live event, or me training to become a public speaker, or me learning how to use a microphone or a sound system. And you're getting to see my whole life's journey, but at the other end, I know absolutely nothing about you. So it's almost like a one-sided friendship, because you know me. You know the kind of music I like to play in my car. You know how I drive. You know little stories about me. And it's like really beautiful, because it creates this relationship and like a friendship, right? So like for me, when I first began my spiritual path, I loved Abraham Hicks. Like, I was they call them the Abrahamsters. Those are the fan names. Some people called themselves that. I was an Abrahamster. So I just loved her stuff so much, right? And I knew her stories, and I had listened to so many of her podcasts and things that she had said when she was up on stage talking to other people. And so I felt very much this sense of like, we're friends. Like, I know so much about you. I know so much about the stories that you've told. And I would say that's one of the only times I've ever felt like a huge fangirl, right? And I worked in Hollywood, and I didn't ever feel that way about anybody else, really. I think it was because she had such a big impact on my life and really changed my life so much. And so in my book, I talk about a moment where I got to meet her, and I actually got to like speak to her. Like, I ran into her, or coincidentally, I ran into her in a garden. And I felt so much, like, intuitively, I felt this really strong pull to just keep walking. And I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, why do I feel so much like I have to walk? Like, I really just want to stand here and enjoy the fountain or the flowers. And I was like, walk, walk, walk. And so I kept walking, and then this man was like, Esther is over there, Esther Hicks. And I was like, I gotta go, because literally I was such a fangirl. I was like, I have to go meet her. Like, she changed my life. And then, like, I walked up to her and I spoke to her. Anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, now I'm in that place where people are reading my book or hearing my stories, and it's kind of a new thing I'm getting used to, right? A thing I'm like you have to really kind of come to terms with that, the fact that people are like getting a really close insight into who you are, your life, and you don't know anything about them. Like, they're complete. I mean, also, we're not strangers, because at the end of the day, like, at a soul level, we probably met in other lifetimes. I also feel like energetically we create things, or we experience things before we've experienced them in the physical. And I've told people this about relationships too. It's like it happens in energetic terms, and then it happens in the physical terms. And so maybe we met at another time. Maybe we've met energetically before. And also, I definitely feel like I can feel when people are watching my videos, and I can feel like when people are moved by my videos, or when people are like, oh, I don't like that girl, right? Like, you can kind of feel it, and I feel like it's because I'm very sensitive energetically. And this might sound crazy to people who are just beginning their spiritual journey, but when you really start tuning into and tapping into your own intuition, it gets much easier to kind of understand energy and understand where it's coming from. Because literally I could think of a specific video, and then someone comments on the video, or someone is watching the video, right? When I think about it. So it's like, oh, I heard them. I know they're there, right? So we're very much interacting energetically, whether I know you or not. So you kind of are a friend energetically at a soul level. But anyways, I'm just it's a very profound way of relating to another person. Because like I said, you know a lot about me and I don't know anything about you. But it is also very beautiful, and I'm very grateful for that. The fact that I can impact somebody's life and share my stories and perhaps even change somebody's life or keep them from making really bad choices in life, or just completely shift the path that they decide to take in their life. It's a very beautiful thing, and I'm very grateful for that way that I'm able to do that. So this is beautiful. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for being part of Vibrate to Create and the things that I'm building. And I hope you're enjoying getting to see the process and getting to see the new things that come along with my journey and the things that happen and the things that I'm discovering. Because when I first began the journey, I didn't ever think I'd be doing public speaking events or that I would be training in them and ending up being a rock star for a night. And so it's a lot. It's been so, when I look back at the journey, it's so incredible to think of how much growth has come from all of that. And the kind of person I'm becoming because I decided to take that journey. So, and I met some incredible people, and I wouldn't take it back at all. You know, I was watching Elon Musk the other day, and he was talking about creating Tesla and creating his own business, and how he said something along the lines of, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's almost like, what did he say? It was like something like, it's like choosing to eat glass or something, because choosing to eat glass and staring out in the middle of an abyss or something, because he said it's very much in the beginning, it's like painful because you have to put in so much work and also figure it out financially, figure out how it's going to happen, how you're going to make it happen, how do you create something that is beneficial to other humans, but is also can sustain itself, because you don't want a house that's built on hay, right? A house that's built out of hay. You want something that has a strong foundation and can stand the test of time. And very much that's what it's like for artists, you know, people who have music careers. That's the ultimate goal, is to have longevity, to have a secure foundation and a strong understanding of who you are, what you want to be doing, and also financially that it can sustain itself and that you don't have too much pressure on yourself as one person. So I'm in the process of creating a foundation, but I was watching this Elon Musk video and I thought it was so inspiring, because he said that he lived in this little office. So they sold, like they wanted to save costs on rent, so they lived in this little office, and he would shower. It was either at the YMCA or at the gym. And he basically just threw his whole life into his business and was working, he said, over 100 hours per week, just so much stress put on him because he wanted to really make this thing real, to see it out to its completion. And I thought, so many people, when things get tough, they decide to just give up, or they decide like, oh, this isn't for me, it must not be for me, so I'm just going to go find something easier. And those people who have the tenacity, or who have the, I guess you would call it grit, or you would call it just the determination or the passion and the love for get it done, or the love for something so much that you won't quit even when you're eating glass. And he also talked about like responsibilities and how there are things you don't love to do, but you still do them. And it's very necessary to have the discipline to be able to do those things. So I'm in the process of gaining some more discipline and also just, And it's been getting better. Like, just the way that I'm eating is very different. I feel a lot more energetic. I do more exercise. That's beside the point. Anyways, my point is, I'm talking about Elon Musk. I love hearing that story because it helps you see how huge something can become, but it's not possible if you don't decide to, or you don't have the trust, or you don't take the leap of faith to actually do it. And it's actually in my book too. I talk about taking leaps of faith in life. And my public speaker teacher, he also says he wouldn't recommend that you just, like, you want to be responsible about it, right? You don't want to just drop everything and be like, okay, Alexa said just drop it and let's go because I can make it happen. Like, you have to be, oh, something is beeping over there. You have to be smart, right? And you have to weigh the pros and cons. Okay. Anyways, you have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to be aware of your financial obligations, how you get things done. And Elon Musk, he also says, when you're younger, it's much easier to follow your dreams and to create your passions because you don't have all of the, stressors of taking care of other people, whether it's your wife or whether it's your family or your children. And so you're not spread as thin. So that's the time to start taking those leaps of faith or to start going down the path that you want to go. And actually, Joe Rogan, too, I heard a speech from him saying that if he were to go into being a comedian at the age he is now, he doesn't think necessarily that he would get there. Like, he would finally be successful in it because it took so much out of him to be able to get successful in that specific industry. And so he says, beginning when he was so young and beginning when he had so much less obligation, it was one of the best decisions he ever made because he wouldn't have been able to make it happen if he had waited much longer when he was later in life. And also, we talk about this in prior videos, just the magnitude of how important your choices are, how important every single step that you take is, because it's leading you to where you will be going. And there are obviously give and takes for everything, whether it's what you decide to eat that day. And you can make choices of like, oh, it tastes good, and so that's worth it. What does my teacher say? She says that there's a positive and a negative to every decision that you make. Like, there's a give and take. And so if you are someone who's very into health and fitness, what you're giving up is time that you could be spending elsewhere when you're at the gym or when you're really focused on your body. Or maybe if you're really so far on the spectrum of like only healthy food, only grilled chicken with no salt and no carbs and only vegetables, and you're so far on that edge, you're giving up maybe perhaps in other people's eyes who are more open to different kinds of foods or more open to like sugar, you are giving up the pleasure of enjoying those things, right? So there's a give and take always. And if you're someone who's really into eating a lot of sweets, you're giving up having a really healthy body. So it's not a matter of right and wrong and what you should eat, what you should not eat, or what you should do and what you should not do, but just weighing the pros and cons of exactly how you want your life to go, exactly how you want to allow your life to unfold. It's important to weigh the pros and cons and to know exactly how you want your life to go, and to be prudent, to be smart about what kind of steps you can take in your current circumstances. Because the things that I say are very general, right? Based on my life and my experiences and just kind of what I've come across. And my advice, it is very general, so take it with a grain of salt. Take anything that you hear from any teacher, no matter how big of a following they have, no matter what kind of qualifications they have. Take it with a grain of salt, because your specific and personal circumstances are extremely different than what maybe they've come across or what they've experienced or what is actually possible for your life. And so I would say take my advice always with a grain of salt, and also be open. Being open is so important in this lifetime as well, because you'll never be open to new information or be able to change your life if you're not willing to have an open mind to hear a new viewpoint or someone who is different than you. And I'm just giving my advice based on my experiences. So, and I've talked about it many times before, like the cancer that I had or the encounters with death. I think, like I said earlier, my experiences color my choices, right? My experiences color my identity, or maybe my feelings about the meaning of life, or my feelings about how I want to live my life, because I understand how impermanent, how transient this lifetime is. So I still eat sugar. I still eat sugar sometimes. Also, I have been eating very different, like more healthy lately, but that's not the point. I guess the point is my choices, my feelings about the meaning of life, my philosophies about life very much has to do with just understanding I could die tomorrow. Like, I want to be able to enjoy my life right now too. And it's the same thing as like when people who really want to save their money. Like it has a give and take, and so does spending your money. And so it's about balance, right? Everything in life is about balance. And you could save so much that the camera just stopped recording. Okay, you could save so much that you never enjoy anything, and you could die like that, right? Never having ever really lived. You should watch The Bucket List. That's a really good movie. Maybe I'll do one of my movie videos on that movie specifically, because it's a very good topic to talk about. I'm going to save diving into that because I want to actually make a video about it. But you could save everything and never fully live your life, and that would be not ideal, at least in my opinion. Or you could like spend every single penny and enjoy everything you could possibly have, and then run out of money by the time you're 30 years old, and then you've got nothing. And there's always a way to come back from things that have been really tough in your life anyway. So if that happened to you, you can come back from it and fix it, I guess. Or you'll learn something from it even when you fail. That's my point here. And I'm just saying balance between either too much or too little, or because you don't want to hold on so tightly that you don't actually experience life. Like I heard of somebody who was saying how she had this favorite candle. She loved the way it smelled. It was like discontinued, and so she never wanted to touch it. And finally, one day she realized, like, I love this candle so much, but I've never actually enjoyed it. I've never lit it to allow it to fill my room with its sweetness. And that was the moment where she understood, like, oh, there needs to be some more leniency here in my life, or some more awareness of taking in life in the present moment, and being more present to what's currently in front of me, because she's so afraid of the future, of not actually having that candle anymore, that she was actually missing the point of having the candle. And to me, that's very profound. It's so simple, but it's very profound. It's like, don't save your candle so tightly that you never enjoy it. But also, I guess what would be the inverse here? But also don't like blow through your candle so quickly that you are so upset that it's taken from you in a day. So, I mean, yeah, there's balance. There's give and take in life. That's very important. But I'm going to have to stop filming here because I need to get out of here. Someone else needs to use the podcast room. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys today. I hope you got something from today's podcast. And thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you guys next time. I gotta go. I gotta go. I need to make up songs, like little jingles, and then I'll record them here. I gotta go. Today's the end of the podcast. Today's the end of the podcast. It's the end of the podcast. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. This is Vibrate to create. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Live a good life. Yeah. Live a good life. Live a good life. Live a good life. Okay, that's enough. Bye, guys. I hope the people outside can't hear me.